This is Week 6, Social Studies, Day 2. We are going over how to use the timeline. So it says use the timeline to answer the questions. This is talking about the Civil Rights Movement. So I just want everybody to know that whatever is on this timeline has to do with the Civil Rights Movement. As a quick review, the way that a timeline works is that it is a line, just as it says, that kind of tells the time, but in a different sense. It gives us dates and time. So it'll start with the oldest date first and move its way to the most recent. So here we have 1850, 1900, 1950, 2000. So on this, it's going to tell us important things that happened throughout history, and it's not important to where the boxes are located, but to where the dot of the box is located. So this would be our first dot, second dot, third dot, which means that this happened first, this happened second, this happened third, and it goes in that order all throughout the timeline. So if I look here, I can read the 13th Amendment to Constitution abolishes slavery in 1865. So I know in 1865 this event happened, so it's going to happen here on my timeline. Then a little bit later, Civil Rights Act is passed giving black citizens equal treatment in 1875. So I know this happened in 1865, 1875. Plessy versus Ferguson say that segregation is constitutional. This happened in 1896, so right before 1900. So those 3 dates happened between this time. Then we move over here. We've got 2 dates here. NAACP is founded in New York and led by W.E.B. Du Bois in 1909. So this happened in 1909. Then in 1946, the U.S. Supreme Court banned segregation on public transit. So this is basically buses, subways, anything that is public transportation. And that's in 1946. So those 2 events happened in this time frame. Then we have in 1950 to 2000. So Rosa Parks refuses to give up her seat on a bus in Alabama in 1955. So very close to 1950. Then we have, with this dot, Martin Luther King Jr. delivers his I Have a Dream speech in Washington, D.C. in 1963. There's that dot. And then our next dot is Martin Luther King Jr. is assassinated in 1968. So this is all in order. So when you go down here to look at this, Ms. Sloger is going to do, we'll do 2. I'll do the first 2 with you because this will be a little bit tricky. So it says, which happened earlier? So earlier means first. Was it that Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, or was it that Martin Luther King Jr. gave his speech? So we're going to look for where it says Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. Oh, here's Rosa Parks. So I know Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus in 1955. And then here we have later, so after, Martin Luther King Jr. delivers his I Have a Dream speech in Washington, D.C. in 1963. So what happened earlier, so which happened first, is Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. And I can circle that, but then you notice we've got an answer key over here. So I'm going to put the letter A right there. Next it says, how many years after slavery was abolished did the Civil Rights Act pass? So we're going to look back in here, and we're going to find when was slavery abolished. So 13th Amendment abolishes slavery. So here we've got abolishing slavery in 1863. Then we have the Civil Rights Act is passed, giving black citizens equal treatment. So there we go. So we've got 1865 and 1875. So what we're going to have to do is a little bit of math here. So you can take out and you can write 1875 on top, because remember, we can't take away more than we have. So 1875, and we're taking away 1865. We're going to line up our place value lines. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 6 is 1. 8 minus 8 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have the number 10. So 10 years passed. So you're just going to have to do that for all of the rest of these ones down here for 9 and 10. It says use the line. So you are going to write the answer to these ones on the lines right here.